Hi, I'm Gayla. After 20 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I took the leap and started my own business to pursue my dream of creating a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is such a cool feeling. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your own online business. Every week in this podcast, you'll receive practical ideas, hints, tips, and tricks to help you grow your online business where you can leverage your time and you can accomplish more. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Hello there, and welcome to today's show. I can't believe it. It's episode number 75. It just seems like just a few weeks ago that I was publishing number 50, and it's a milestone for sure. You know, what's really cool about this is by next March, I'll be at 100 episodes, and that kind of boggles my mind a little bit. You know, a lot of folks who get started with a podcast don't even make it this far, and heck, a lot of folks who start a blog or a YouTube channel have trouble staying up with it on a consistent basis. And a lot of folks will start, then abandon it, and then maybe start it again. Now, I'm no exception. In the very beginning, I had many starts and stops generating my blog. At the end of 2017, though, I decided that my primary piece of consistent content would be my podcast, in which all of my emails and my social posts would revolve around that. It was a bumpy start, let me tell you. Trying to get used to the process, my goodness. Actually, trying to get used to hearing my own voice, that was a hurdle for me. I was afraid to even publish because I didn't like the sound of my voice, but I pushed through all of my feelings of being self-conscious, and I did it anyway. Now, some weeks, I admit I missed. I felt bad about it, and I felt bad because, in a way, I felt like I was letting myself down. But I picked it up again, and I pressed on. At first, each and every episode seemed like such a struggle to even come up with what to say. I was struggling to gather my thoughts. Working up a script or an outline was just like a tremendous hassle, it seemed like. And making the recording where I didn't stumble over my words so terribly that I had a ton of uhs and ums. Well, the uhs and ums, I have to admit, I'm still working on. But thank goodness for editing. Now that I have 75 episodes out there and recorded for the whole world to hear, things are definitely easier. It doesn't take nearly as long to work up an episode. It's becoming more of a routine. However, I do want to get better at batching episodes. That's an area that I'm not quite perfected yet. The method of batching is setting aside a block of time to create several episodes all at once, or several blog posts all at once, or several videos all at once. You know, perhaps 4 or even 6 episodes. And to do that, it's important to tuck yourself away and have complete focus to plan out the content and the messaging. Then you got to do the work of recording. Then, if you do your own editing, you got to cram that into your blocked time too, including the write-up of the description or the emails, the social posts that go all with like a podcast episode. You might as well, while you're blocking out time, you might as well do that all at once too. Even upload and schedule. And then you'd have it all done for like 4 to 6 weeks. And it sounds like a lot to do at one time. And I'm not saying that it would be done in one day. Sometimes it might be 2 days, 3 days, even a week, depending on what you're doing. It sounds so grueling. But if you stick to it and once you're done, you don't have to worry about it for another 4 to 5 weeks whenever it's ready to do it again. And you can have complete focus on other things. And it sounds like a great idea, and I am striving so hard to get better at batching. But finding the time to have that big block of time totally devoted to content creation, I'm getting there. It's still a little difficult for me, but I'm getting there. Now, for me, in my process, I really concentrate and worry about the writing and recording of each podcast episode. I usually do the initial edits, although sometimes I delegate that to Robert. Robert, my husband, on the Scrivener Solutions team, he does podcast editing for our company. And everything else, like the blog post, actually I write the blog post, but the formatting, the creation of the images for social and the blog and all of that, my Scrivener Solution team handles that. And so my blocked time in doing podcast production, it's really, my portion of it is the writing and the recording in the initial edits. Everything else my team does. Even with that, it's a challenge to be able to block off enough time to have complete and total focus on completing 4 to 6 episodes at one time. A big thing, though, is mentally preparing myself for the time blocking. You know, when you have a whole day devoted to that, you've got to get your head in the game to quickly get out the content that you want to. And that's a practice. That sometimes is easier said than done, but when you devote a day and you don't mentally prepare for it, once the time comes, you don't want to squander that time away. So you create the discipline to know that this is coming up and the words will come. At first, it seems a little frustrating because you're putting yourself under this pressure, but it does get easier with practice. Producing a weekly podcast has become part of my business. With each episode, I do find it becoming easier. A key piece of growing your online business is definitely publishing consistent content. Not just social posts, not just emails, and not just a blog post. It's all three working together. But where it starts is on your website, your blog. I had heard this fact the very moment I was researching on how to create my new career where I could work from anywhere. What I read and what I heard in every direction in my research is that you must create consistent quality content. I'm going to be honest with you. When I started Scrivener Solutions, I resisted. Sometimes I'd try. Sometimes I'd start and then I'd stop. And here were my excuses over time. I'm not an expert yet. I can't write. Surely I'm different. I can do this online business without consistent content. I have no idea what to say or write. No one will listen to me or read my stuff. I don't have time. This is so hard. Do you have some of these things going through your mind when it comes to producing consistent content? Do you hear this over and over when you're trying to start your online business to produce consistent quality content, but you're resisting? What's your excuse? What's going on in your mind? What's your hurdle? Where are you at with your online business journey? Now, are you in the thinking stages and are about to begin? Then don't do what I did and delay in producing your blog. Just don't do it. It will simply delay your growth and stunt your earning potential. It's just a fact. Just start right now, out of the gate, even if you don't know what to say. You create the discipline and just do it. Create a schedule. Say that you're going to create new content once a week, once a month. Create deadlines for yourself and follow through with it. If you fall off the wagon a little bit, fall off the trail, get back on and just produce that content, even if you don't know what to say. Or have you been in business for a while now and are struggling to get over the hump of generating the income you really, really want? Are you creating consistent content on your website, either in the form of a blog, a video, or a podcast? Yes? Fantastic. Are you doing it weekly? Yes? Even better. But is your answer no? If you aren't creating new content and posting on your website consistently, why not? Is it because of some of the same reasons, or rather the same excuses that I would struggle with that I said earlier? Do you wonder if all that effort is going to be worth it? After all, at first, no one is going to be listening. I hear you for sure. For sure. In your already full schedule, how do you cram in one more thing with no guarantee that you'll reap any benefit from it? But know this, the starting and staying consistent is the hard part. The effort that you put forth will be totally worth it. Only from doing and getting practice will you get better. Only from doing and practice will it become easier. Even when you don't know what to say, your consistent message will help you gain clarity during a time when you feel a little lost. Just do it for yourself at first. Just talk about what you have learned, what your journey is. It's okay to start before you feel you're ready. Truly, it's okay. Hey, maybe you're creating consistent content right now, and you've been doing it for quite some time now, and you'd like to step it up by adding another communication avenue. Maybe you've been blogging for a long time, and now you'd like to start your podcast. Or maybe you've been blogging a long time, and you want to start a video blog, a vlog, and put that into your content mix. But to add something more, how do you cram that into your day? You know that something else has to give. Perhaps you should completely focus on creating the content and then hire someone to do the editing and publishing for you. Hire somebody to upload it into the channels that you need to, but you stay focused on your message, your writing, your podcast, your videos. You stay focused on that. Hiring a virtual assistant or a company like Scrivener Solutions is a perfect way to leverage your time and to be able to scale your message, therefore scaling your business. With any of these scenarios, whether you're in the thinking stages and are about to start your own thing, you've been in business a while and need to create more influence in your niche to grow, or have been doing content for quite some time and are ready to delegate, I wholeheartedly believe that the creation of consistent content on your website, it is so crucial in building your online business. Look at all the other online businesses out there. Look at all the influencers that you follow right now. The commonality in all of them is consistent content. It may be in different channels. It may be in more than one channel, but it's consistent content. A great book that I highly recommend that you read is Michael Hyatt's Platform, Get Noticed in a Noisy World. It's been out for several years now, and although there may be some details that need to be updated because technology has changed a little bit, the fundamentals still hold true. I'll have a link in the show notes to the book, and I highly encourage you to grab a copy if you haven't read it already. To be completely honest, there have been times that I've wondered if my creation of content was really making a difference, or if I should even continue. Every online course I've taken, for example, I've taken Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy and Russell Brunson's Funnel Crash course, and there's been more, but each of them adamantly, let me tell you, state that you must, not that you should, but you must create weekly content. And it kind of seems like when I'm in these courses, if you're not creating the content on a consistent basis, that you're already behind. And it makes me feel good that, all right, I am already creating this content. I have created a path of discipline to create this content. Even though sometimes my path is a little fuzzy, I am well on my way on bumping up my business. So that's like validation that it does make a difference. Even one of the coaching videos through Russell Brunson's program even said that you create for yourself first. You learn the process, you create that discipline, and your message gets better. Your message gets clearer. And then typically, they were saying that around the 70th or 80th time or 70th or 80th episode, things begin to click. And I had an aha moment when I heard that. That particular fact seemed to hold true for me. Extremely true, in fact. Lately for me, things seem to be clicking and really taking off. And I happen to be at episode 75. It's just kind of weird. But I know that all this hard work that's led me up to here, and there's still more work to go, but all of this hard work to create my podcast each and every week is really paying off. And I know that it would pay off for you as well. I was reading an article lately about what qualities successful entrepreneurs have. And one quality that is way up there at the top is discipline. Discipline. If you don't feel you have discipline, don't worry. I believe it's a learned skill. Sometimes you may fall off course, but if you get back on the trail, you'll get to your destination. No matter where you're at in your online business journey, know that all your effort and discipline in creating your consistent content is absolutely worth it. You grow as an individual, and you no doubt will grow your business to whatever heights you desire. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're talking to crickets. It's okay. That's okay. Now, I have a new mini course called Building Trust Online. It's just a little crash course where for 5 days in a row, you get a quick little video lesson discussing how to bridge that trust gap and create long-term relationships and long-term customers online. Now, to get your free mini course, all you have to do is go to GaylaScrivener.com/trust. That's GaylaScrivener.com/trust. Now, I'll have a link in the show notes, don't worry. Now, this is my final thought. Don't let excuses of, I can't write, or I don't know what to say, I don't know where to start, or any excuse like that stop you from creating consistent content. You can do this. It will get easier, and it will pay off in a huge way. Now, if you're having trouble getting started, what is your roadblock? I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a note at info@scrivenersolutions.com and tell me what your hurdle is. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a fantastic week.